The new heavy-duty 1210 Tridekon Extractor, beautifully built, loaded with use-friendly, high-capacity, low-labor, moist grain handleability, features and design that has every extractor surpassed by far. It's simply the most modern grain bag extractor on earth, available from Flaman. To start with, the large capacity loading auger has a 360-degree endless sweep that allows loading from either side of the grain bag, as well as a Super B trailer can be loaded with only one move of the truck, only one of the designs that makes labor and makes time with the new heavy-duty 1210 Tridekon Extractor. To pull out of a grain bag when the rest of the grain is still needed to be further stored in the grain bag is very simple. Cut the bag, draw it through the rollers, and drive out. To load a bag, simply cut the top of the bag a few feet back and feed into the vertical and horizontal guide rollers. Release the tension drive rollers one side at a time with the handy tension release bar. Feed the end of the bag over the top drive roller and through the tension area between the top and bottom tension drive rollers. Swivel the tension release holders down to reapply the tension to the bag. A handy bar holder is located at the right of the tension rollers. The rollers can now be operated forward to pull the extractor to the grain in the bag for loading to begin. Most operators consider the new heavy-duty 1210 Tridekon Extractor to be valuable in the part of a single-person operation. The high-capacity loading, once set up to 12,000 bushels per hour, and the handy placement of controls. Let's see what one operator had to say.
Well, you've been using this for a little bit. What do you like about the new 1210 heavy-duty Tridekon Extractor?
It's got good capacity. It leaves the bag on the ground. You're done with it when it's done. You don't have to mess with the bag anymore. Just pick it up and dispose of it. Like I said, the capacity is good. You can load our Super B in, I can't remember exactly, but about 30 minutes at the most. It's tough grain. And we've done some tough oats that are very hard to auger. It works good. Doesn't take much of a tractor to run it. It's just all around a pretty good machine.
What about manpower? Do you have lots of manpower with you?
We have very little manpower. So
did you say you can use this machine by yourself?
I've ran it by myself. Yes.
So you have nobody operating the tractor and nobody in the truck?
We just have to steer it a little bit once in a while to keep it straight. And the swinging auger is really a huge feature, actually.
It is.
You can unload on either side of the bag depending on wind conditions, and you can load the truck evenly without having to get out and move the truck very often. So maybe one or two moves for a Super B and you'll be loaded.
We've timed the capacity at 12,000 bushels per hour on barley. You think that'd be fairly accurate?
Yeah, that's probably very accurate. Yeah, for sure. We'll be all of that.
Okay, you were telling us that you loaded some wet oats, oats being a very problem grain to auger. How did the extractor work in your wet oats?
The extractor worked very well. They were 20% moisture and been in the bag for a week and a half. And we had trouble with, it would actually slow the tractor once in a while if it fell down. But the extractor handled it very well. It was easy to, if it did happen to plug or whatever, it was easy to get it going again. You just lift it up a little bit and start the tractor up again.
Clean up with the extractor when you get to the end of the bag?
It's pretty good. I think we'd do the bags a little different. next year if we had to, but leaves very little at the end.
Not a lot of manpower to move on to your next bag then?
No, it's fairly good. It's nice to have a couple guys to start the bag, but after that, one fellow could extract the bag. Yeah.
So basically, to summarize, we got high capacity. We've got some features like a 360-degree swing auger, and the biggest probably feature is the very little manpower that it requires to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Thanks, White.
The controls are in clear proximity of the working area, making visible paths to all parts of the operation. Instructive decals make good sense to new operators for quick and effortless acquaintance. Hydraulic drives on the tires assist the motion to relieve pressure on the bag at times when wet grain causes extra need for drawing the extractor towards the grain in the bag. A set of guides and high tensile steel knives slice the grain bag automatically as the bag is drawn through the heavy-duty 1210 Tridekon extractor. The horizontal and vertical rollers are heavy-duty with oversized bearings and mounting brackets to assure durability in excessive stress that could ever occur in adverse and above normal conditions. The PTO shaft has two center bearings for durability and vibration-free operation, even when wet grain conditions demand more horsepower to the heavy-duty 1210 Tridekon extractor than usual. Where there's gearboxes on the heavy-duty 1210 Tridekon extractor, they are heavy and designed to take whatever conditions of grain loading comes their way. What drives the heavy-duty 1210 Tridekon extractor? A tractor with single hydraulics and a 540 PTO. Simple to hook up, simple to operate. And with taillights built right onto the heavy-duty 1210 Tridekon, transportation is safe with peace of mind even when that day ends up late and long. So with ease of operation, often single-handed, ability to move moist grain like never before, unmatched capacity, durability and convenience built in and beyond the everyday need, purchasing a new heavy-duty 1210 Tridekon grain bag extractor from Flaman would not be the hardest choice in your operation to make. At the end of the day, there is grain on the truck and money in your pocket. For further information, call Flaman.